Okay, so I am an American Syrian. I was born in another country. I struggle a lot with my American identity because as a Syrian, we're very hospitable, we're very servant-like, we have different kind of souls and hearts than Americans do. So I struggle a lot. As a child, when we were brought to the United States, I was segregated against. I wasn't allowed to be with other students, so I was pulled into a classroom I was pulled out of the classroom and taught how to read and write. Reading and writing is one of my very favorite things to do because it's the only educational strength I have when it comes to education, because I wasn't allowed to have any other kind of education, or I wasn't involved. They didn't involve me. So when it comes to educational foundations, I'm very I'm always reading. I'm always trying to sharpen myself when it comes to education, because as a child I wasn't given an education because I was segregated against. As a 16-year-old, I was taken into psych wards and told that I was, all these labels, and I just don't agree with that kind of mentality. The Northern mentality isn't very hospitable when they treat you like you have to be shut out. Now, as a child, my teachers taught me why segregation is wrong, why, discrimination is wrong. And as an adult, I'm wondering why the police brutality was allowed to happen, why, the things that I went through was allowed to happen. I have this huge hatred in my soul for being in my own identity. I'm not going to say for the American ways, but I'm going to say for my own identity, because I feel like the Syrian in me got ripped out and was replaced with the American identity, which they told me I'm, this, that, and the other label, and I'm not what they want me to be in their eyes. But they don't see the Syrian that is the hospitable, and they don't see that. So I struggle a lot with wondering why, the community was allowed to discriminate and segregate me, and then all of a sudden they turned around and they did exactly what they taught me that we are not supposed to do, as humanity is not supposed to take control of other people's mentalities, but they do it at the psych ward. So I prayed a lot. I've been praying a lot. I've been praying a lot this week about, God, can you provide a man who can understand me? And right now it's just at Chick-fil-A, and I got this little voice from God, and he said, go south, drive south. Your man is located in a church in the south. And I saw this black man who is like a farmer or something, but I saw this well-educated black man who just in the church. And so I'm gonna be doing that. I'm gonna follow God's word and just go find him. I don't know. I don't think that's a hallucination. When you hear God's voice, he doesn't leave you in confusion. That's how you know when you're having problems, or when God's